to this next video. Today we are going to make chocolate sponge cake with simple chocolate frosting. And this is basically an all-time favorite because, again, it's chocolate and who doesn't like chocolate? Please, if you don't like chocolate, please just So, let's get started. So over here we got 44 grams of cocoa powder, 70 grams of cake flour, 1 gram of salt. Over here we got 88 grams of unsalted butter and 1 teaspoon of vanilla paste. Okay, so the first step is to combine eggs and sugar in the mixing bowl for about 3 minutes until it's kinda like palish. And then you put the cake emulsifier in until it's soft peak. Okay, now the sugar. Okay, so now we're going to mix all the dry ingredients, which is basically cocoa powder, flour, and salt. And now you just have to mix it. Now just put in the the dry ingredients. And this is all sifted already. So you're supposed to sift it before you put it inside the mixture. And close it and put it on low speed. And you don't want to make this until too long, or not the mixture will deflate. So it might have some chunks like that, but you really can't just mix it with your spatula because so just fold it by hand carefully, then over mixing your batter. And sponge cake actually gets its texture from the eggs getting whipped for a long time. So you really don't want to mess up that texture or not anyway. So that's why in this recipe you really have to be careful. But what I usually do is I put half of the batter or some of the batter to the butter, mix it up until well combined so that it will not deflate the batter in any way. And quiz of the day. Can you actually say pick the butter into the batter, pick the butter into the batter, pick the butter into the batter 5 times non-stop and keep talking. Pick the butter into the batter, pick the butter into the batter. And it's a tongue twister today! So if you're wondering where did I get this method or like this way of folding half of the batter to the butter, I actually watched a TV show called Emma Olsen, Big with Emma Olsen. She was making sponge cake too, but instead it was just regular sponge cake. And so you can mix this batter until it's really smooth. Put this batter. You don't want to mix like really fast because again, we don't want to deflate our batter. You still want to make it really thick so that it can be really soft and it can basically inflate as much as possible. And then your vanilla paste. So I don't know if this is tip or not, but if you kind of rub the outer layer, it should have bubbles. Like it's kind of rough like this. So I think it means that you can put it inside the pan and start baking. Okay, so now it's time to line our pans like this one. And we're going to line the bottom with parchment paper. So to do that is basically you just have to butter down the bottom of your pan and then line it with parchment paper. So over here we got 2 halves of the circle to form 1 circle that we're going to put on the bottom of this pan. And we're just going to brush the bottom of our pan. You don't need too much. There's no use for too much because it's just like an adhesive to stick our parchment papers on. So we're just going to cut this from the piece by piece with puzzle piece. And there you go. Woo! Okay, so now we're just going to divide the batter into 2. And we're just going to put this. Okay, so now we got 2 of our pans filled with the batter. So we're just going to put this on a tray. And we're going to bake this on 180 degrees Celsius on convection. And we're also going to bake that for 30 minutes. Let's do that. Okay, so now I'm just going to put that at 180 degrees. And then the time will be at 30 degrees. 30 minutes. Okay, so now it's time to make the chocolate frosting. So the first step to make the chocolate frosting is to put icing sugar and butter inside one bowl and mix it with a mixer. And we're gonna mix it with a hand mixer because the mixer is not too big, so and mix this really slowly because if you do not want to actually, let's just mix it with a hand first because I'm kind of afraid, because if you don't know what are the capabilities of icing sugar, you don't want to know, because if you mix it too high speed, it will poof on your face like this, and you're gonna get a new makeup, and you don't want that. So actually, let's just start. And actually, it's better to make your butter soften first, but my butter's not really soft. Okay, so now that this is soft, so we're just going to fold it from the sides, actually scrape it from the sides, and then we're going to continue with the cream cheese. So now we're going to make the part of the cream cheese. So we're going to combine cocoa powder and the whipped cream, which is not yet whipped yet, so just cream. We're just going to mix this very slowly first because the cream cheese is okay, and just so now we can just combine both of these mixed and softened butter and cream cheese batter together to make a chocolate frosting. And you don't want to waste any last bit of this because you will regret if you miss part. Yummy. Make sure that every part of the frosting is combinedly mixed well, because or not, it will basically show like white streaks in the frosting, and when you apply it on the cake, it's gonna look weird and not well blend. Now you just have to wait for the cake to bake. Okay, so now that these cakes are out of the oven and already been cooled, so we're just going to scrape the sides. Wow! Okay, so we are done with all the elements, so now it's time to assemble. And sadly, this is the hardest part, but I know you can join in. So first, we got our cakes. So we're just gonna put it down here. And we're just going to get some of the frosting. And I promise you this frosting tastes so good, and I just tasted it. So, this is going to be like, I don't know how to say, like a naked cake. So you're not going to put frosting on the outside, so we're just going to put it in the center. So we're just going to, why do I keep saying so? Just going to smoothen it out. Okay, so if you're wondering why are you applying so thick layers on this cake, or like thick frosting? Now this is not the usual thickness I put on my cakes, but because there was leftovers, so why not use it then rather than waste it? If you agree on it, you can put it on the comments below, but if you don't, well, you can also put it on the comments below. But let's move on to the next step. Let's going to put it on. Press it a little bit. Make sure it's in the middle. Okay, so now we're just going to smoothen this side so that it won't be like, it will be neater and nicer. Okay, so now it's time to plate. So over here we got some melted chocolate for the first step to basically put like kind of streaks on the plate, so it'll be kind of cool and symmetrical. So we're just gonna dip our brush, and then we're going to kind of try to make it not that bold first, and then now kind of like adding force and power brush, so it has some streaks of the brush, like kind of like the brush streaks, and then we're gonna do it the other way. So now we're going to cut our cake into slices, just applying a little bit of force. Just gonna cut a beautiful slice of cake. Okay, so now it's time to put icing sugar. Okay, so this is finally it, and we're finally done on making this chocolate sponge cake with simple chocolate frosting. Ta-da! Thank you for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, and share this video to others, and watch other videos in Easy Junior channel. Bye!